The constraints there are twofold. One is pertaining to our technology, the other is on the bank side or on a client side. Now, first explain the client side. The client side meaning that, even if a bank wants to deploy a chatbot technology, they need to first define the use case. And a lot of times, a lot of the repeated inquiries are based on, what is the account balances. And in order to get that information from a bank, you need APIs, application programming interface, to fetch that from the bank. And a lot of banks are still in the process of developing these APIs to enable us, like startups or any vendors or any partners that they have, to pull that information. Even if the bank wants to provide a public FAQ chatbot, it's useless because everyone speaks in different languages and different ways of asking the same thing. So we can ask, what is my account balance versus how much money does my bank account have? These use completely different set of words, but they mean the same thing. And using that to guide the user to the right place is also something that chatbot can do. So I think, chatbot is in such an infancy phase where people are still kind of exploring what are the best ways of using it. And, in terms of the client adoption side, banks have that limitation where they need to have the API that's open and to work with these type of vendors in order to make the experience very smooth and seamless for their end users. On our end, I think it's training of the bot to understand financial terms. So, for example, financial terms are difficult. There are often a lot of acronyms and, there's like a lot of different, things that mean a lot, and it's very easy for banking individuals. But when you put it into a consumer side, it gets very confusing. So it's the same with the bot. I think we need to train the bot to understand the financial specific terms, and how to translate that and make it easy enough for a consumer to understand. So I think that's, on technology side, that's something we're working on every day to solve. There's also the other part where we see increasingly languages are more and more casual. Back in the days, it's like thou art is right. And nowadays you speak slangs and short forms, and you don't type WHAT for what, you type WT. Or all sort of these things. So how do we incorporate that in our model so that the model understands these abbreviations and how people speak, into how to convert that into an action. Clare is really found on two core technologies. One is the NLP, natural language processing, and the other part is the neural network into training the machine to understand a human input in a natural way that we speak. So right now, when we speak to machines, usually it's in codes or in 01 and 01s that without professional training we don't understand. But I think it's progressing in the way where when we speak, the machine will understand us just like Siri does. And Clare is specifically found on the fact that we feel so much frustration in handling our money, and banking and insurances and anything relating to our wealth. It's quite a painful customer service experience, and we really want to address that by providing a more personalized experience through the automated process. So I think Clare serves few purposes. In terms of feature-wise, we focus on Cantonese NLP, and I think that's something local banks must have in terms of handling a chatbot to handle their questions. As you know, Hong Kong locals don't speak necessarily the way that, or type necessarily the way that we write formal Chinese, right? So I think us understanding Cantonese and training that algorithm to understand financial terms in Cantonese is super valuable for a bank.